What's up, guys? Absolute here with a video on how to install some AKA Racing 12mm to 17mm hub adapters. Okay, let's get started. First of all, of course, whether plastic or aluminum, you're going to want to go ahead and take off your 12mm hexes. Unscrew the grub screw. I've already done a lot of this for in the interest of saving time. Undo your pin. Then also you're going to have your spacer here. This is actually going to be a 5 by 8 by 1 millimeter versus the front, which has one or two 5 by 8 by, if this thing will come out, by 0.5 millimeter hexes. Here, let's do this. Pop this off. Now, actually, what's different between these hexes and others is going to be with these ones, you are going to pop out the bearing. And what's going to be provided with the hex adapter kit is going to be these little spacers here. What you're going to do is you're going to pop in that little spacer right there in the middle, in between the two bearings. Pop the bearing back on. Slide your drive shaft through. Okay, now quick note: they actually come with these 4 little spacers. I'm guessing 2 is just for extra, but I tried it on with that first, kind of mocked it up why this assembly was so quick without, and I kind of didn't like the slop, so I figured by using actually the same spacers, actually kind of gave me a nice perfect fit. But use this at your own risk too as well, absolutely, because it could cause binding and it could cause overheating of the motor failure, etc. So when I do this, I'm actually going to be testing this out very carefully, make sure that doesn't happen here. And I have kind of a lot of pre-experience with alignment and things like that, and binding of RCs. I really hate the whole slop that you can get, especially on trackless cars and many others anyways. Okay, so spacer went through. Let's try using that one at first. Give it a sample first, and then the guide pin there. Adapter goes on. And then you can use the provided hex tool, or I'll use my own. This is going to be a 2.5 millimeter hex. And I first thought these were little rubber washers from inside. I'm going to screw back on. Screw that on the inside. As the instructions do say, they're thread lock recommended. Then, of course, slide the wheel on. Actually, let's install this back on first. Slide the wheel on, and then the little lock nuts that go over. So let's actually flip that around, yeah. Nope, there's little teeth on the other side. Okay. And then of course you'll need a 17mm hex tool. I got this this one here from Dynamite. You can get a pretty expensive one for about $9. And there you have it. Of course, contents of the package were the instructions. This was the 2-wheel drive package versus the 4-wheel drive package, which is going to include the same offset for front and back. 2-wheel drive package is going to include a little bit wider for the front, instructions, sticker, and then of course necessary parts. With that, there you go. That's how you install the 12 to 17mm AKA adapters. Hey guys, okay, so actually an afterthought after installing these AKA racing adapters. First, in conclusion, super happy about them. But I had actually said in the back how I was using the original spacers that I had used there. After installation, I'm super happy because I have very free flow and absolutely no wobble here. You can actually tell a lot of Traxxas vehicles, you get that clicking sound as you move your wheel back and forth. Laterally, you'll get your clicking sound. None there whatsoever. Super important, especially at 100-mile-an-hour speeds. And I've heard some people who installed these wheels didn't like them because of the wobbling. So super happy about that. But on the front, as on this right-hand side here, I used the Traxxas spacer, the 5x8 by 0.5 spacer. Be careful too, by the way, because sometimes in some of them there's two. Depending on the thickness of your hexes, your vehicle will come with one on the inside, one on the outside, or typically one on the outside, especially if you got modified casters and bearing carriers. It usually will be one on the outside. But I put one of those on, and there was binding, so the wheel wasn't turning freely. Put the AKA racing one on, and works smooth as ice here. You can tell there's absolutely no clicking, no slop as it's called, absolutely no slop, and then the wheel spins perfectly smoothly too as well. So really nice. I will be balancing them out so that I can get a good nice as much of an anti-wobble as possible to give them a nice balance and everything. And of course, if you guys don't know, you do that with some molding clay. And then on this side here, funny thing was I actually put those on, and again put the AKA racing ones on instead, and there was a little bit of slop. Didn't like it. It's too loose. And then so I put the Traxxas one on instead of the AKA racing one on, and eliminated right as it should be. So, which is kind of funny because, and I'm not actually surprised. I've actually done a really big thread on alignment and how tiny differences on these will make a difference, although it's the same part. For example, the drive pins, those little washers I was talking about, 0.25 or 0.5 on the front, 1.0s in the back. Even switching the same exact little part, like the same little pin for what you think is the same part, even that will make a difference on the slop too as well. So which hexes, it's just that, while that the guy that one day that was manufacturing it, or the machine, missed it by a 1/10 or 1/20 of a millimeter along the drive shaft or the heat conditions that day, and so that hole was barely moved where that drive pin goes, and so the difference between that, the spaces between that can change so small, but it does make a difference when it's all said and done. So super not surprised that I did a really big thread about that, and it helped a lot of people out with getting their alignment straight. I should do a video about it, but it's kind of more difficult with the pictures, or actually I already have the stuff documented, so I guess I'll do that. But there it is. There's the end, as you can see on this one as well. No slop. Super happy with that. It's making me feel a lot better about going 100 mile/hour with these, and hopefully I can see if I can have some good luck with these XL1 wheels and tires. Especially since they're $100 wheels and tires, wouldn't really want to just waste them or sell them for a lot less. So there you go with the AKA Racing Adapters. Thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button if you would like, and thanks for watching. Latest.